I work night shifts. 8 p.m. to 4 a.m. in an emergency pet hospital. I see a lot of crying owners holding their dead pets in their arms, animals with chronic sicknesses. It's sad, but I love my job regardless. Although, you can probably guess that it is emotionally and mentally taxing. My fiancé works day shift in the union. He has fun at work with his buddies and gets to mess around a lot. Another important note is that I have bad social anxiety around people that I'm not completely comfortable with. My fiancé's aunt was hosting a surprise birthday party for his grandma, aunt's mom, at her house, which was one state over. Around a 5-hour drive. Since I was working up until 4 a.m. into Saturday morning, and the party was at 2 p.m. that same day, my fiancé decided that he would drive to my house to meet me there for 4 a.m., which is when I got off, and then we can set off and I can start sleeping in the car to try and get a couple of hours at least. We live 45 minutes away from each other, and I live in the opposite direction of his aunt's house, although he didn't mind backtracking if that meant I got more sleep. 4 a.m. swung around and he's not there. Turns out he slept through his alarm. I call him, and we just agree that it would be faster if I just drove the 45 minutes to his house, and then we set off from there. So I lost some sleep. We got in the car. I'm tired, groggy and honestly a little salty that he didn't show up and slept through the alarm, but hey, it happens. I barely slept during the whole ride. The sun was in my eyes through the blanket I had over my face. The recliner seat was uncomfortable, just not ideal. I wasn't well rested at all. We get there. I say hello to everyone and ask some family members who are already there some questions about their dog, because it's a common interest of mine. I let the family talk for a while and I sit and listen. I'm a big listener and never have a lot to say regardless. So I do that, while staying present. The party rolls around. We eat, talk to some people here and there, and I go over to the couch and put a blanket over my legs. I am so exhausted at this point that my eyes kept closing and I couldn't help it. My fiancé suggested going to take a nap, but I refused until the guests left. We stayed at his aunt's house for the night, because I didn't want to be rude by going to sleep so early. I just wanted to be around still, but I was too exhausted to stand or even keep my eyes open. I asked his aunt for a cup of tea at some point and we exchanged some words about how good it is. Then my fiancé and I went to bed because we were both pretty tired. In the morning, there was a very weird feeling in the air. I ignored it and chalked it up to my anxiety, and I told myself that it's my feelings that's causing me to be anxious for no reason. Turns out it was a gut feeling. The next day, he receives a text from his aunt pretty much saying how rude I had acted the whole night and to never bring me to another social gathering that she is hosting again. How I had apparently made it clear that I didn't want to be there. She ended her message with, "I am saying this out of love. She is not for you." I was pretty taken aback. No one had said anything to me about it. They knew that I just worked a night shift and barely got any sleep in the car. I really didn't know where this was coming from. The worst part is that my fiancé immediately submitted to his aunt. He sent her a text back saying how embarrassed he was of my actions. I really didn't understand what actions I took though. I smiled at people, listened when they were talking, I was present, I am a natural wallflower. His aunt also insinuated that I am painting myself as a victim by blaming it on the night I had prior, and my history of social anxiety. It seems that he won't fully be on my side about this, and he told me that his family has been right in the past about other stuff, so he would rather trust their opinion, even on the chance of them being wrong about it. How can I deal with this situation without making it awkward for the next time that I see his aunt again? TLDR, I worked overnight shift at emergency pet hospital. Fiancé and I immediately drove to aunt's house for a party, and I barely got any sleep in the car. While there, I exchanged some conversation, listened to people talk, and got to a point where I was so tired that my eyes wouldn't stay open, so I sat on the couch for some time. I am a natural wallflower, and have social anxiety on top of that. I am not a big talker anyways. They were aware of the long night I had. A day later, his aunt sends fiancé a message saying how rude I acted, and I am saying this out of love. She is not for you. Fiancé submitted to his aunt and told her how embarrassed he was. I wasn't rude to anyone, and kept a smile on my face, but it can be hard when you worked overnight, got 2 hours of sleep and also have social anxiety. How can I deal with this situation so that it's not awkward the next time that I see his aunt?